What's up, guys? My name's Terry, and today we're going to be talking about how to add fractions. Adding fractions is a lot more difficult than multiplying or dividing fractions. Um, that's only because when you add a fraction, you have to have a common denominator, and that's kind of what we're going to focus on today. Uh, well, let's just jump right into it because talking about it won't really show much. Let me choose a color that's not pink, and let's say we've got to add the fraction. Alright, number 1, we've got to add 4 over 3, 4 over 3, and 6 over 11. No, let's not do 11. Let's do 6 over 3 to get started. Okay. When you're adding a fraction, the only thing you're adding, the only thing at all, is the numerator. The denominator you do not touch. Alright, that was fairly easy to explain. So 4 plus 6 is 10, and our denominator is just going to come on over. Whenever you add a fraction, you just bring the denominator over. So my denominator is now a 3, so I've got 10 over 3. Which is an improper fraction. It can be reduced into a mixed number to, say, 3 and 1/3. But that's another video. Let's try another fraction. Let's try adding some different fraction numbers. Why don't we try 1/2? This is something that we might get in the real world. I'm going to get 1/2 of a company, and this partner of mine is going to own 1/3 because I don't want him to own as much. Let's see how much of the company we have divided away. I can do that by adding up the total amount of the company, 1/2 plus 1/3, and then we're going to see how much is left. So, in order to add this, we have to have a common denominator. 2 and 3 are not common denominators, but they can both become the same number. And teachers have different ways of showing how to do this. I will not force you guys to know how to do the least common denominator. We're just going to get a common denominator. We're going to do that by multiplying the two denominators, 2 and 3. What is 2 times 3? Well, that's 6. So our common denominator is 6. Now the question is, what number do I have to multiply 2 by to get 6? Well, I have to multiply 2 by 3. There's a 3 right there. I have to multiply 2 by 3. So I multiply the denominator by 3, because that's where the 2 lies, and I multiply the numerator by 3. Because if I multiply by 3 over 3, I'm multiplying by 1, which really doesn't change anything. So it's all mathematically legal. Anyway, I wind up with 3. Plus, let's see, what do I multiply 3 by to get 6? Well, we're going to follow the same process. I multiply 3 by 2. We just did that to get 6. So I'm going to multiply the denominator by 2 and the numerator by 2. So I've got 3 plus 2, okay, all over 6. What is 3 plus 2? Well, that's 5 over 6. Cool. So in that scenario I was talking about, so far I've got 5/6 of the company to between me and my fictional partner. Let's try a third one. Really hammer in the point. 3. I'm just making these up as I go, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and if I don't know what I'm going to be doing, I'll just look in the comments and answer those questions. How about we subtract a fraction? Subtract a fraction. Because adding and subtracting are really the same. Minus, well, they're the same process with fractions at least. 9 over 2. Okay. We need to get a common denominator. I can either multiply 6 and 2 in the exact same way I did over here, and it'd be completely legal. In fact, I will do that. I won't bore you with the details. Let's do that. Let's multiply 6 and 2. So that leaves makes my common denominator 12. It's not my least common denominator. I want to stress that. It's just a common denominator. Now, what do I multiply 6 by to get 12? Well, we just did that. I multiply by 2. So I'm going to multiply both the top and the bottom by 2. So that gives me 2 times 6 is 12. 12 is there. 2 times 7 is 14. That gives me 14. Okay, and we're going to say minus. What do I multiply 2 by to get 12? Well, I multiply it by 6. We just did that. 6 over 6. All right, now everyone gets the point. 4 times 6 is 24. 14 minus 24, well, they're not the same sign because this is a positive 14. This is a negative 24. So we're going to subtract the two numbers and keep the sign of the larger. 24 minus 14 is 10. 24 is a larger number, so it's going to be negative. So we're going to have negative 10 over 12. And we can reduce this. We can take a factor of 2 out. So if I'm going to pull out a factor of 2, I'm going to divide the top and the bottom by 2. So I have 2 equals 2. And I've got negative 5 over 2, and I've got 6. These 2's are going to cancel. So I've got negative 5 over 6. That is, oh, interesting. I didn't expect that to happen. Some of you guys might be saying, all right, Terry, I know how to add a fraction. Right? I know how to subtract a fraction with a fraction. I came here because I have no idea how to add or subtract fractions in whole numbers. Well, Terry's got your back. Let's say 8 over 11 plus 6. Okay. Those of you if this is where you are stuck, you're stuck at a good place because this is a quick fix. As you can tell, I like changing colors. I like to take advantage of my color wheel. We have to get 6 to have a common denominator that is no different. The only question that is in the way now is, what is the denominator of 6? Once you see it, it's obvious. If you haven't seen it, it's a complete mystery. Well, what do you divide 6 by to get 6? 6 divided by 1 is 6. So a denominator of 1 is perfect. Let me go through that again. 6 can be written as 6 over 1, or 12 over 2, or 18 over 3. But let's just focus on the easy one. We've got the number 6. 6. That can be written as 6 over 1. Because I say 6 divides into 1 6 times. Beautiful. Okay, that point is gone. Now, let's get back to the math. Let's multiply our denominators to get a common denominator. 11 times 1 is? My denominator is 11. Good. How about, what do I multiply 11 by to get 11? Well, that's just 1. So I'm going to multiply by 1 over 1, which does nothing. So I've just got my 8 there, plus. Now, what do I multiply 1 by to get 11? Well, that's 11. So I've got 11 over 11. What is 6 times 11? Well, that's 66. If you don't believe me, let's put our 11 up here, and we've got, what am I doing? Come on, erase. We've got 6 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 1 is 6. Wow. Yep. That works. 8 plus 66 is equal to, don't fail me now, 74, I'm guessing. 74 over 11. And this might be able to be reduced. But we'll just plug that into the calculator if it's that important. Anyway, that's an improper fraction as well. But I don't know if it'll reduce to a whole number. This video is very long for fractions. If you have any questions, just ask in the comments or go to my website, terrythetutor.com. One day I hope to have a functioning website. If it's not up yet, then come back later. All right. Thank you for watching.